Force will be with you, always.
Welcome to The Force Always. My name's David Zamet, or Diz, and I'm filming this episode in Malta, part of this episode in Malta, to let you know some Star Wars facts. You can actually watch two Star Wars episodes almost at the same time, and this is how you can do it. If I were to pan this way with the camera, behind me, you'd end up in Sicily. Sicily is where Catania is. Catania has Mount Etna, volcanic mountain, and that's where the lava shots were filmed for Revenge of the Sith, episode 3 for Star Wars. And if I were to pan this way, and if you go over the seas that way, you end up in Tunisia, and that's where A New Hope, episode 4, Star Wars, the original story, started and restarted. On how you watch these Star Wars episodes. And not only is it amazing to watch two Star Wars episodes at once in a technical way, being in Malta, but it's just amazing to have a backyard view and a front yard view. Very unique in the world, and not just that, beautiful as well. Anyway, my name's David Zamet. This is The Force Always.
Star Wars Rogue One, the film that is coming out this year, 2016, December 15. And what it is, it's an in-between film. One of these, one of three actually. Two have been announced. With one, this is the first one, Rogue One. Rogue One is going to be about how they stole the Death Star. So it's going to be situated in between episode 3 and episode 4. So how they stole the Death Star plans, the rebels, and were able to win their first victory. If you read the actual crawl at the start of Star Wars A New Hope, episode 4. Now what's happening right now, we've not seen much happening with images, videos, advertising, which is sort of a good thing, because it's been too close since The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens inundated the cinemas in a big way, in a good way, but it's just too close. I think the best way to market this film as a creative idea rather than predictions. What I mean by that is that there's a lot of predictions that are happening with Star Wars online. I think creative ideas is a better way to go about talking about Star Wars online. And the best way to advertise this next film, which is an in-between film, it's not an actual episode, even though it's set between two episodes, is going to be a shotgunning it in about October. It comes out December 15. It's pretty close, but I think that's all it really needs for it to be successful as an advertising campaign. Rogue One needs to heavily have Darth Vader be a very aggressive action figure, as you would say, in the film. It needs to show us that Darth Vader at his full strength, and this will really have this film be explosive. It needs to be very visual, artistically. It needs to really have that Saving Private Ryan look, as sort of suggested what Rogue One is going to have a look of. It needs to be very gritty. It needs to be less about effects, more about story. But I think to eliminate effects will significantly have this film not come off as great. So you sort of need to be wary of having some sort of, laser shotguns happening, some lightsabers happening, things like this. But I think so. Rogue One at the moment, we've heard nothing about. We've just been through the Super Bowl weekend in America, where they usually advertise the big films coming up. It was good that they didn't do anything for Rogue One at the Super Bowl, as it's way too early. It would have been a perfect opportunity, and I also think it's another missed opportunity again from Disney, but it's just so close in between the last film. I think they realized they had a great plan ahead, 6 years of the next 6 years having 6 films come out with Star Wars, but I don't think they sort of counted on the strong momentum of what's happening with Star Wars, and for it to be still sort of fresh in our minds, even at this stage, which is now February, and Star Wars come out in December. That's The Force Awakens. I reckon that so shotgunning, the advertising campaign should happen about October. Rogue One should heavily be about Darth Vader with a very full strength action figure feel about the character, and it needs a real strong war type film look, which has been promised, but let's wait till it delivers. So Rogue One is coming out December 15. I'll be talking much more about this in the months ahead, and that's it for now. So that's what's happening with Rogue One.
The Force will be with you, always.